Do you miss teaching now that you're a principal?
I do, and I have a friend who has retired and teaches at a community college, and she teaches writing, and I think that's the dream job that I'd like to return to when I retire, because having that direct one-on-one contact with students is just a gift. And not too long ago, I met up with a parent who said that she still had the graded compositions of her daughter that I had done, which made me think, well, maybe there is some kind of lasting effect.
Definitely. I understand that when your children were small, you and your husband packed up everything or sold everything or put it in storage and moved to Spain. Can you talk a little bit about that and your love of the Spanish culture?
So I have read the study that you really needed to expose your children to foreign languages before the 8th grade, because at the 8th grade you sort of sell in your mother tongue. So the goal was to get our children to someplace else because we really wanted them to be citizens of the world. And we chose Spain because my husband could speak Spanish. Sold everything, we packed everything up, and we left. And we drove around for 2 weeks in Spain until we found a place in Catalan. So we put our children into a Catholic school, and the language of instruction was Catalan. So they had to learn Catalan, and then they had to learn Spanish. Mm-hmm. And then they emerged as having a huge respect and knowledge of acquiring another language. So my son went on to do very well in Spanish and French, and my daughter, of course, did Spanish very well and uses it for her job, but also went into Japanese and Chinese.
Did you have a funny story to tell us about that experience in Spain?
So of the 4 of us, and it's true about children selling in on the languages earlier, so of the 4 of us, I did the worst. But I would have Spanish lessons with my husband. And we were in this little town, and it was very friendly and very casual. And so one day this man knocks on our door, and he indicates that he needs to go work on our outdoor patio. Before that, I had washed clothes, and I had hung them out on the line on the patio. And so he's chipping away, working on the tile beneath the wet clothes. So I say to my husband, I'm going to go see whether or not I should take those clothes off the line because they might be bothering him while he's working. And my husband, who does speak Spanish, said rather condescendingly, well, do you know how to say that in Spanish? And I said, yes. So then I go out there and I say, Senor, and in Spanish, the English translation would be, would you like me to remove my clothes? And I saw him freeze. I heard my husband fall out of the chair laughing, and I knew that I had really messed up. And so the gentleman looks at me and he says, not at the moment. And then I'm just really embarrassed. And then later on, we would go to the market. You would see this gentleman kind of nudge his friend and say, there's that American woman. So anyway, that was my disaster.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Exactly.
That beats all the other stuff that we've heard. Well, let's talk a little bit about Governor Richards. She obviously died sadly before the school was opened. But you knew her and knew her well. And do you feel her influence or presence, or do you sometimes think of what she would say in a given situation, or what her opinion would be of the school? Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, absolutely. We miss her all the time. Her presence is here, though. And I have a great story, though. When I was out trying to sell the school and going every place to talk about the school, I was talking to this group, and this lady said to me, I have a story about Ann Richards. And she said that I have 2 exquisitely looking daughters. They're very cute, and I was in the airport with them, and here comes Governor Ann Richards with her big hair and a big entourage, and she's walking through the airport, and she stops because she spies our daughters. And she comes up to our daughters, and she says to them, you are 2 beautiful girls, but that doesn't matter. It's this that matters. So go to school and stay smart. And I live with that every day because I know that she would be saying to our girls, it's not about makeup, it's not about what you wear, it's not about what you can't do, it's about what you can do and should do, and now go do it.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. One last question we wanted to ask you is, what's your favorite thing about being a school principal?
So I tell the crowd all the time, if you got to get up every morning and you got dressed and you arrived at the school and you saw these girls, and they're so excited about being at the school, and they're so excited to see you, and then you go into the morning assembly, and they get up and they say the pledge statement and their mission statement with such fervor and belief. You believe in them, you believe in the school, and it's just the best thing about being a principal.
Wow. That sounds like a great job.
It is.